everyone. Let me tell you this. Helen Keller once said, "The highest outcome of education is tolerance." Why? Let us imagine our social life without tolerance. Of course, people may hate each other, impose their respective opinions. Each individual will force other individuals to follow their way of life or even forcing their cultures. There will be a lot of commotions everywhere. And the most worrying thing is when they start to hurt each other out of hatred. So you can imagine how chaotic our life is without tolerance, right? I believe since elementary school, we were taught about how we should respect others' religions or others' cultures. But today, I'm not going to talk about widely range of religions tolerance or cultures tolerance. I will ask you to look at more millennial side these days in social environment, especially on social media. So here I am, Nadiyah Zulfa. Today, I'm going to talk about the risk of intolerance on social media. Dear millennial generations, how often do you open your social media platform or accounts? I believe many of you spend hours just for scrolling through social media such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or even TikTok. Well, I guess it's not just you, but me too. And I'm also sure that all of you here are familiar with some features on social media like features of like, uninterested, and share, also comment features. Yeah, post is going to be viral when it gets a lot of response and widely shared. Now, what I want to point out today is how do you express your opinion through a post that you don't like? Well, maybe some of you just simply skips those posts, but some of you may leave a comment. I often found a comment that expressions unpleasant. Maybe it just seems like a plain dislike, but some of them might also leave an effect that make the video maker of the author is feeling the trauma effect through the post. Then what does this hate speech have to do with our topic today about tolerance? Because the basis of hate speech is someone's disapproval to other people's posts or other people's actions on the social media that are different from their opinion. Well, tolerance is another word for indifference. This means keeping our typing on social media means we have an attitude of tolerance within ourselves. I just want to share with you that yesterday I found a comment on TikTok in one of the video maker. Someone is commenting like, if you wear a hijab, maybe you will look very beautiful. But the problem is the video creator that being commented on is not a Muslim. This is a form of intolerance, right? Preferably before commenting, someone needs to consider whether the comment she wrote offend some parties or at least find out first whether she is a Muslim or not. Sometimes, yes, these days, sometimes people, when write a comment that bad or carelessly write a comment on the pretext of everyone has the right for commenting, right? Everyone has the right for express their opinion. Not infrequently, they start to hide behind the word of kidding. Oh, I'm just kidding, don't take it seriously. So tell me whether is it kidding or not when people try to comment something like that. I think you'll be beautiful if you lost your weight. Oh, I'm just joking. Or something similar like, you're beautiful, unfortunately fat. I'm joking, don't take it seriously. I don't take it as a joke. For your information, that's why Helen Keller says that the highest outcome of education is tolerance because people with a sufficient knowledge will not write a comment carelessly. Do you know what effects can be caused by hate speech and intolerance comment on social media? The opinion that you write on the comment may lead others' opinions, so that cyberbullying occurs or causes trauma and self-distrust in the person being commented on. Well, with the speed of information spread on the internet, what can we do to reduce intolerance? Let's see from the side of the applications maker first. In every social media applications, like Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, or even TikTok, has many features. Among these features are the block features, the feature of not interested, and the report feature. This feature is made to make it easier for netizens to use social media platform comfortably. Shortly, when we found a comment that may offend some part, we can easily report it so that the platform maker will provide a follow-up warning to the account owner. Now, secondly, let's look at the government side in dealing with the problem of intolerance on social media. These conditions these days presses the government to issue voice regulations or comment regulations through social media in the ITE law. In 2016, there were additions in certain articles adapted to the internet's use these days, such as Article 40, Number 2, concerning the role and authority of the government in the misuse of information and electronic transactions that disrupt public order in accordance with statutory provisions. From this law, we can conclude that there are efforts from the government to regulate, limiting, and managing information on the internet to minimize negative impact of intolerance. What should be highlighted here is the implementations of the law in reality. The government needs to emphasize again the legal follow-up against intolerance activities. So the third one is from our side. As a generations, as a young generations, as a netizen, and as a college, how we can respond to intolerance on social media? Many people maybe think that we have a free opinion on social media, but tolerance is giving to every other human being every right that you can claim for yourself. That's right, every human being have the right to speak and express their opinions, but our rights also limited by the rights of human being. Our rights also limited by the rights of others. Tolerance implies respect for another person not because he is wrong or even because he is right, but because he is a human. Andy Dunn said, tolerance, inclusion, and diversity is not a political, but a non-negotiable human right. So what we need here is to be more open-minded. As a generation of people who are able to manage life on social media, we must be more open-minded. Showing respect and tolerance doesn't make us weak, but help us to live in a peace with diversity. With an open-minded, we can see which attitude we should take to offense this comment on social media. Maybe some of you have arguments like this. Does tolerance have any limits too? The answer is yes. As Sidney Hook said, tolerance always has limit. It cannot tolerate what is itself actively intolerant. As an example, I give zero tolerance for sexual harassment. I will never tolerate sexual harassment for any reason. That is what we call as limit of tolerance. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we know that every technology in our life has many aspects that we must be aware of. The efforts of technology makers, the government, regulators, and user attitudes must be collaborated to achieve common safe goals. Tolerance is important in our social environment so that people can live their days in a peace without hate speech and other issues. Netizen attentions and the policies is the matter of very necessary, especially the awareness of supporting others. Let's create a safe social media environment, especially in the midst of pandemic, which is the factor in the increasing the users of internet and social media platform. Be open-minded with and in the social media so that it can reduce cases of intolerance on the internet. So I think that's all from me. I'm Nadiyah Zulfa. It's time for saying goodbye. Thank you for watching this video, and please be kind of users that wise in social media. Thank you and have a nice day.